guys view that any particular fast food joint is more expensive than the others now?
Do you count cousin subs? Do you count that as fast food?
I guess it's still, they have drive-thrus, so.
I say yeah.
I always viewed them as expensive, though.
But you're pretty much paying for quality at that point.
Well, I think all the sub places are kind of expensive now.
They are. Remember when $5 footlongs used to exist at Subway?
You don't hear that commercial anymore. That old jingle.
Now Jared's taking footlongs for free.
Against his will.
He still doesn't have to buy them.
No, they're still. That's still pro bono.
But I feel like you're spending, and I think it's been this way for a couple years now. Like you're spending an arm and a leg for what used to be chump change.
Yeah.
Yeah. No longer value meals. I don't think they promote value meals anymore, do they?
I don't think so. Well, I remember going. You should be able to go to like get a Big Mac meal or like whatever the basic meals are. You know.
Yeah, like you used to buy we'll go fast food.
$2.99.
You get like a burger and fries, like a full meal, and be like $6. Like fuck.
It was like $3.
But you
like
could
14
spend you could spend between you and a friend, you and a significant other, or whatever. You could spend $10 for fast food, and both of you would be super full
and get change.
Yeah,
and get change. Correct.
But now you're spending like almost $30.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Or if you try to get the cheaper meal, they include everything is small. And when I say small, I mean like you need 2 smalls to make something.
Now when I walk away, like the other week I went to, I don't know if you've tried Dave's Hot Chicken.
I have not. People that have,
but chicken's
I have not,
fucking hot.
Is it?
Actually, though, I did try the hot.
I tried like the mild, and it was fucking hot.
Well, I mean, it was. I thought the mild was like a very comfortable.
She had a little kick to her.
Yeah, but the hot was a good spice to me, but I paid the price later. My tummy didn't like
it. Yeah, as much kick as David Beckham.
Kicked my butt. If you know what I mean.
Wasn't liking that.
Yeah,
kicked right out of my butt. Do you know spicy is the only flavor your asshole can taste? Science.
I can attest to that. Yeah.
I actually just did that recently. I had a Korean barbecue spice on some meat that I had from the store that was on sale. I'm like, oh yeah, why not try this?
Sure.
And I was visiting the toilet a few times that day.
Yeah, this like that Korean barbecue is not the same as like
no,
South
it's
Carolina
not.
Barbecue.
It has a really good it has a good kick to it. It's comfortable, but what's it?
What ethnic food has the spiciest food? Is it like Mexican? Is it Chinese? Is it I don't know. Is there someone
Indian food is up there?
Yeah,
like
Indian
what
food.
has?
I'd say from what I know, I don't eat much Indian food, but
theirs is a good like chicken curry. Is that how these? Not curry chicken. It's chicken curry.
No, they like butter chicken too. Like my daughter, it's not spicy or anything, but my wife's brother is married to
Actually,
from India.
American food is the spiciest because
Salt.
Buffalo wings is American.
Salt and pepper.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
We put that shit on everything.
You ever had the blazing?
Yeah, they got a lot of the Indian food's got a lot of kick to it.
Yeah, I like it though.
Like without adding anything. It's not like you have to add sauce to it or you have to add, like any toppings or any.
But overall,
sauces.
I think they have the most flavorful food.
Okay.
The Indian food has the most flavor.
Yeah. Fire is a flavor, I guess. It's hot.
Fire out your ass.
Spicy. Yeah.
Dragon butt.
Yeah. All over
I'd be dragging my butt
all
across.
through the snow to try to calm it down. Yeah, cool it off. Yeah.
Now with fast food, has it ever been so bad or so expensive or anything where you just want to make a point, like knowing like, hey, I'm not coming to your place again, or just make like a big
throw
deal.
a tantrum.
Yeah, like a tantrum, or just like pretty much boycott or accuse the fast food place of being something.
Yeah, when I get the total. Stuff's expensive, man. Like I say, it's from a food not being good standpoint. What's that you can think of in kind of the recent future or the recent past? I should say, not recent future, recent past.
We're
going backwards to go forwards. Yeah, what is like building upon what you said, what's the worst food that you've had fast food wise?
The worst?
Yeah, on average, not just one time, because anything. I mean, you look at some of the people that are working there, and they're probably not really, dedicated or driven to make sure.
Well, I'd say hot. Like to go with what I said before and what you're saying now for how much I'm paying for the food.
Yeah,
I rate McDonald's as horrible now.
Okay,
because I feel like as much money as I spend at McDonald's now, like I want something that at least the buns and the patty line up with each other.
I don't want my fucking food to be cardboard or beef jerky.
Okay. But like when you get it and the patty is hanging half out of like your McDouble, right? They still have the McDouble.
I think so, yeah. Double cheese.
But like it's all melted, so when you take the bun and try to fix it, all the cheese is already all fucking melted on there.
Yeah.
And
like how hard is it, honestly, to fucking stack that shit?
Yeah.
Well, they're on their phones now.
Well, you know who else has a problem with that? Even though the food's pretty decent, is Culver's.
My
stuff. Every time I get a burger, every time I get a whatever,
expensive.
Well, yeah, they're expensive, and then like
prison food is fucking served better than half these fast food joints. Like they have better presentation. Like the slop's making it in one area, not just like throwing together a burger. It looks like what's his face? Michael J. Fox put the burger together,
or a Picasso painting.
Yeah.
We should get a group together and either boycott or picket or
protest.
You gonna protest? Let's just burn it to the ground. Let's just go extreme protest and burn that shit to the ground.
It was another grease fire.
Yeah, they need to know what the practices that they're currently doing are unacceptable.
Now, do you think, speaking of the word protests, do you think any are legit?
Protests?
Yeah. Are you a fan of protests? Be honest.
Well, we don't have to fight for minimum wage anymore. That's gone way up.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that one.
Well, it's throughout history, what have the results of protests been?
That's what I tried.
A measurable result?
I don't know either. Yeah. I'm completely naive. I'm blind. I've never seen like a successful protest.
In the last 20, 25 years,
it's because they were successful way back. Didn't they like protest for like labor rights and shit like that?
Yeah. But they weren't burning buildings down.
In the last, when you hear what's, if anything comes to the front of your mind on like right when you hear the word protest, what is it?
Do you want to know what comes to my mind or should I censor it?
Oh, what is it?
We're going to cut to a break right here. Yeah. I'm kidding.
KR. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was chaos. There was chaos going on around then. Yeah.
I mean, he defended businesses.
Yeah, I'm not going to get in if it was right or wrong. I think nobody should have been there.
Yeah. That's where when you hear, I guess our parents, when those protests back then, I guess you could what you would call peaceful, nonviolent, non-destructionary.
We were really young. You were a little bit older, but we were all alive during Rodney King.
Oh yeah,
riots, right? That was riots, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
So is that different, or is that still? Can you consider that it's a protest, right?
Well, I think that's where the line gets blurred. People are out there trying to have their voice heard, but there's not a whole lot of talking going on. It's a lot more action, and usually the action is destructive.
Don't actions speak louder than words?
Yeah, correct. Well, yeah, exactly, and that's what it comes down to.
Destruction speaks louder than actions.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're saying when.
Well, so now we like what you're saying is now how we view a protest is you're destroying stuff. That's what it's come to be.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way that it goes. Is anytime the word is thrown around is like, hey, we're going to protest. Something's probably going to get messed up.
Well, back then it was picket signs, right?
Yeah.
And now it's the extreme.
Yeah.
Well, back then too, like you were protesting against like, long hours and shit like that. You didn't go into your workplace and burn it down because you knew you had to go in there and work the next day.
Correct.
So I don't get the whole point of, fuck all this shit. I'm going to just burn it down to the ground. And then it's like, well, what do you do the next day?
Well, the destruction part, yeah. I don't get wrecking stuff especially
wreck stuff that's not yours.
Well, yeah, not yours, and a lot of times in any neighborhood, it doesn't make sense in any neighborhood. But a lot of times it's your own. You know what I'm saying? Like it's destruction like that. Now, what drives people to want to be part of that when standing across the line, like fairly recently, there's been other people pointing weapons at you, shooting rubber bullets and things like that.
I'd be like, as soon as I start seeing people go down, I don't care if they're getting shot by like Nerf guns or
paintball guns,
or I see someone take a fucking rubber bullet to the fucking sack. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to burn down anything anymore. It just turned me. It's something about this whole thing. I just see some guy just get one off the sack, just a rubber fucking bullet.
Somebody that got shot in the face and thinking about losing an eye, whatever, because I think it hit him in the eye or in the eye socket.
Yeah, now he's a victim.
Yeah, well, then that's what it is. You know, there a lot of time, not everybody, but you know, I mean, if you play the averages, a lot of the people that are out there are out there having thinking that their opinions being heard through action, and it's
they're fighting a fight that's not their fight.
Well, yeah, and a lot of times it just ends up translating bad. The optics are just not good.
Why can't we just do a peaceful one, like after, like, you know, God rest his soul, but after Harambe perished, and there was the whole thing, you know, going around like the dick's out for Harambe.
It's
like,
easy. Just
why can't I, like a bunch of dudes, like 1,000 dudes, just lock arms together,
pull your wiener out,
just hang dong and just like march, like we're just.
You want to get some results?
Just all like fucking dongs.
I don't know.
I don't know what government building we're gonna march up on, but we're all just imagine that sight, like. Yep, they're closing in. And you just like they get closer and closer, and you realize that there's just all these dongs. Like it's like a moving tree farm.
Well, I think what you should do is make it, take it one step further and call it the penguin protest, and you just get a mob of everyone together, and you just keep moving as this blob, but you're pissing and shitting in one spot, pissing and shitting in one spot, and just keep moving around.
How do you figure out who's going to be on the front line of that? Because I'll tell you what, you catch one of them, it probably hurts catching it through the clothes, catching it bare skin.
But just imagine if you're one of those guys with the gun, would you be like, you're like, no, I don't want to shoot him. He's like, he's defenseless. Like,
oh no.
Or do you think they're all looking down the line and they're looking who has like the biggest Johnson or the smallest one?
Yeah.
And like everyone turned to that guy, the one fucking hanging, half an inch, just.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
aim
placing
small,
bets.
miss small,
bounce it right off right off that little chub,
right off the bean, right off the attached bean bag.
This is where all those games at like the carnivals and stuff will pay off. Like everyone's just aiming for the closing out the dot with the 22.
Yep,
that's where they launch those bean bags at you.
Yeah, well, it's just the protest, and then they shut down They try to shut down the streets and the freeway and stuff like that. And now you're seeing people.
Okay, here's my opinion on that. If you're dumb enough to walk on a freeway, you're going to pay consequences.
Well, I mean, why? Of the risks that you can take in life, of all the risks that you can take,
walk on a freeway.
Yeah, well, why are you going to even? Why would you leave it in somebody else's hands? You standing in front of their vehicle. And
people are already bad drivers and they're running into cars. What the fuck do you think they're gonna do to a person?
There's nothing I could be like. I get like mad at things in life, like slow internet, expensive fast food, slow drivers.
Yeah.
Never have I been ever mad enough to walk onto a freeway.
Well, instead
they scare the shit out of me when
I know.
Like,
you ever pull over and get out and want to pee or change a tire or anything like that?
Yeah, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's intimidating. Yeah. Like it's really bad.
Why would
like
you hit that head on and embrace that?
I'd be scared if like a 300-pound dude is running at me, but you have like a half-ton vehicle fucking driving, 75. Like it's like you could be clipped by that thing.
And like one of you guys said, you're putting it in the hands of someone else.
Yeah, and like throughout recent times, we've kind of seen what sometimes people can be a little cold and callous.
Yeah,
they just not caring about other people's well-being. So why would you want to purposely stand in front of somebody and force them to stop? And then you see the videos of people getting ran over because they stop or they're stopped in traffic and there's people wherever around them and they start beating on the vehicle or they start, trying to smash the windows or they smash a window. Well, I mean, realistically, what do you expect somebody to do?
You might have stopped the vehicle, but you forget that those vehicles can start again.
Yeah.
The best part about them is when those people are standing around, you see those videos of everyone like crowded around the vehicle and then you just, whoa.
Yeah, stop.
And someone got fucking shot because the person rolled down the window and just shot one of them. I fucking laugh so hard at those. It's like when you pin down an animal or something and someone gets hurt. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen?
It's natural.
You play with fire, you're gonna get fucking burned.
You see what happens when somebody, what the road rage, some of these videos that come out when somebody cuts somebody off. Can you imagine standing in front of them and just not letting them go? Like they're on their way to work or they're on their way, whatever, whatever the circumstances, it really doesn't matter. And then you have states like Florida came out. And
they let you run. They let you run people over.
They said basically, if you feel threatened and whatever, basically get out of that situation. And if that means running somebody over, we'll deal with that later.
I'd fucking love to see it where they crowd around a clown car and then the door opens up and there's like one clown comes out, 2, 3,
like
4,
40 of them.
There's like 40 of them. And then the joke's on them, they're all armed. But with those guns that shoot out like this, the flower with the water.
There's the bang. It says like bang with the little flag or whatever out of it. Yeah.
And the flag pops out and it just says go to work.
You want to know a dumber protest? Those people that glue themselves to stuff.
Oh, like the
or
art
handcuffs
and shit.
Yeah.
Or they glue themselves to the freeway or something. And then
my question is, when you buy like, it's always little things of super glue, right? Like you're mostly getting 2 ounces maybe?
Sure, maybe, yeah.
Like a Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, little goes a long way.
But you have a long time. Like if you get it on your finger, and you wash off and it's still like that white, but you can still get it off.
Sure.
But they're stuck to stuff.
Yeah.
What are they using? And you can see it like all over their hand. Like what super glue are they buying that's like in a bulk
Flexi
amount? Yeah.
No, where was it that they were all doing that? They were all like gluing their hands to like the ground.
Yeah.
And then that maintenance guy or custodian was just like so fed up with it. He just came over and he just started like kicking him over. And then the hands are just like ripping the skin right out
where they're screaming? Right?
Yeah. And he's like I would do the same thing. It's like, get the fuck off my property. Get the fuck off the property.
They're going to fire me if this ain't clean. You got to go.
They just let them walk out there with an axe and be like, all right.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to remove flesh than it is like graffiti.
Isn't it technically, if they glue themselves to that, they're technically part of the property.
They're trespass. Oh, wait. Yeah, then they can like that.
They do what they want.
The landscaping guy can come
I was just
out
gonna
and
say they can trim whatever parts of the property they want.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a recipe for success. Any part of that.
Do you think the parents are proud of those people? Like, that's my fucking kid. Like on TV, look, they're making a point.
Well, if you're proud of that, then the screw loose started a long time ago.
Yeah, some of them probably.
You inherited that loose screw.
Seems like the only ones that ever have anything to say are the ones that unfortunately pass away. They don't ever, somebody that gets arrested, they don't ever talk to the parents about having to go bail them out of jail or why they're bailing them out because they were arrested for handcuffing themselves to a statue or something like that. They human centipeded themselves across the freeway so people couldn't drive. And
I think the protests that bug me the most is when people tamper with art. Like, I don't understand a lot of art, but someone put time into it and there's a reason why it's like in an art museum. So when people go fuck with that, it's like, there's a reason why that's in there.
Yeah, between art, history, stuff like that, like even statues.
Oh, yeah.
When they're ripping all the statues down.
Not knowing what they actually
I would actually do like the reverse. Like I would go, how statues all have the small wieners? Like,
I'd be going through,
I'd be putting my big wieners on there, like going with clay and like sculpting new ones.
No, just take a dildo and then spray paint it like that bronze color. So then it's like the only thing moving on the statue.
It's like when they light the hone.
It's just like...
Or no, we could do it like nowadays, like find all the female statues and put dicks on all of them.
Yeah. Well, they would probably like that. Yeah, they would like that movement. You might get a following doing that.
Don't know what they identify as.
No, we put all the beans above the Frank.
Yeah.
Switch all the statues.
Even
around.
if it's right, it's wrong. Yeah.
We should.
But imagine that they're like we're like the Phantom. What can we call that? Like the people that do that. The Phantom
dongers.
Yeah,
the
dongers. Yeah,
the ghosts. The dildo.
The vanilla
ghosts.
Angies that.
Yeah. I can you guys think of a protest that
we
would
could
be
stand
worth,
behind? No.
Well, I mean,
all statues of men in the past make
Should
them
have
look
big
bad.
wieners.
Yeah, they should have bigger wieners. Like, could you imagine being like immortalized as a statue, but you like look down on the earth, and it's like.
Well, I think
it's like, is that the
Even
scale?
if I was still like dying and like telling the guy who's ever gonna do my statue, be like, yeah, can you just add a few inches? Like, just,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
no, but I think this
Give a
is
little more
actually the
shadow.
true part of that, and I'm actually learning. I learned this from what is it? The Matt and Shane Secret podcast. Is Matt was talking about it. Is back then, I think the reason why they had the small wieners, it was better because it made them look. Everything else looked bigger,
Sure.
you know.
well, fuck that. I'd rather look.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was-
I'd rather look weak.
I'd rather look 4'3".
I'm like,
3'5",
I'm like
you know?
describe. Maybe that's why Napoleon was described as so short. I'd be like,
But you know now, like guys, like draw my dick way bigger than it is. Like they want, like they emphasize, I have a really big dick. Imagine then, like you're embarrassed because you have a big wiener. Be like, no, make my statue with a really,
and now
really
you're
little one.
Julius Caesar. That's like you're in history books, but everyone knows you because you had a 2-inch prick.
or now you're in like these museums or these water fountains in places. And you got guys that always have their phones out taking pictures or videos of these small wieners.
That little tiny leaf covers the whole thing and
Yeah.
the balls. It's like, damn, shit.
Just your little insect wiener.
Yeah. You let your ex-wife do it.
That's probably what happened.
Old girlfriend,
is,
ex-wife. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you go down in history as tiny wiener.
All I know is, if I was like sculpting statues, like if I was good at that, I'd put like all the detail in it.
Oh, yeah.
Just dumb fool. Well, that's pretty much what they're doing now. Like that Dwayne
Modern
Wade
Marvel.
one. Like,
Modern Marvel.
Yeah, all the faces are like,
yeah. And then the dick is like beyond detail and everything.
Yeah. Face looks like something.
Just
you made
imagine
in
they
freshman
present
pottery
like
class.
that.
yeah, the actual like it actually has like hair carved out of like marble.
Yeah. But imagine like when they present something like that Dwayne Wade one. Where it's all statue and it looks
horrible.
bad, but he's got an actual pair of like it's actually like basketball shorts on, and they're like, well, what is this for? And they take them off, and it's just the most beautiful sculpted
Anaconda. Anteater, yeah.
This imagine seeing Dwayne Wade's face, like yeah.
I'd have actually like a signature thing. Like I'd actually have like 3 testicles.
Just hide something. There's always something hidden.
Triple nipple or 3 testicles. or
something like so like, oh, this thing looks so good, and everyone's like critiquing. All of a sudden they notice like something's
They're like,
really
yeah,
fucked up.
whatever. Did you see this? This dude
They're
had
like
3
so happy because it's the best looking sculpture, but there's that mutation.
Like if you're a statue sculptor, you can easily like rewrite
Prank
history.
people,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can change history.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like everyone's gonna think like based on the now this time like they're gonna think we devolved from statues of like Julius Caesar that all like beautiful carved out of marble, like such detail. Now you get to the
What happened?
it looks like everyone's made out of like Play-Doh.
Those guys were definitely paid in full beforehand.
Yeah. About halfway through. They're like working hard. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna pay you all right now.
No, they were probably trying to be inclusive or something. Like, yeah, we had to have like the first like one-arm sculptor or something to do this one.
Yeah, they're like, hey, see, hey, Julius, you're a little late on your payment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true
I got
too.
one piece to
yeah,
go.
Or they weren't paying.
Yeah, or it depends if they were in the union or not.
Yeah. Oh, you're a little short. You're a little late. All right. Well, I'm going to be a little short and a little late too.
Or they're just like those people. Can we get this expedited? No, we gave you this lead time. Well,
we
we
have
need
the
it done
grand,
next
we have the
week.
grand opening, or it's the
Right.
low bidder.
You went with the worst guy. That
You
did
look
a
at
good
his
job.
Yelp reviews. He's like, he's like 3 stars. He's like, he sucks at face. Or
But
I
very
only
nice
I
guy,
only
very
gave him-
nice guy.
No, but I only gave him 3 stars because shit, he can really do a penis good.
Yeah.
He can really sculpt a wiener. But you might not make the face look the best, but damn, you'll be remembered for your wiener.
That's what they should do with the Harambe. If they make a Harambe statue.
Have him wearing jeans with the dick out.
Yeah. So if they ever had to somehow have a memorial for Harambe,
it needs to be a fountain.
Yeah. Make sure he has a nice pair of jeans on, hanging the best looking fucking dong.
Just that. Do you think like Levi's would sponsor that or Wranglers?
Yeah, that's more of a Wrangler thing to me. Yeah.
Yeah. They should have like whatever jeans company should come out with a Harambe model, and it's like the easiest zipper.
The comeback.
They have
Jinko.
They have footies.
Yeah,
they have footies on them that are Wait, do gorillas have feet? That's
kind
no,
of.
they're more
they have
feet.
like
They're like they're
they
weird.
have like long fingers.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if I've ever seen gorilla feet.
I think they have like I think their hands kind of look like their feet.
No, it's not like a chimpanzee. It's more of a foot.
Is
I
it?
thought like it's like a chunky foot.
Okay, I thought the hands kind of look like their feet. They were kind of like 3 fingers or 4 fingers, whatever. I don't know.
I guess I never really studied them.
Yeah.
But Harambe deserves a statue.
It needs to just be like massive, like 100-foot statue, so that dong is like 20 feet.
Yeah, at least minimum 20 feet.
Shit, you can turn that into a slide.
It's at a park.
Kids riding down it.
Yeah.